Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This video was very spontaneous. I one day bathed my bearded dragons and I was like, let me film it. And it was actually super interesting the way it turned out because Franklin took a bath like a little bit longer than usual and Nova hated it, which is pretty usual. But I wanted to share it with you guys, and so I thought I'll put a little bit of educationalness in the background. So I'm gonna start playing the footage of the bearded dragon bath now, and then of course I'm gonna keep voicing over why I give them a bath, why it's important, some things to know, yada yada. So bearded dragons are a species that live in the desert or an arid region, so they are not going to naturally need a bath like every single day, and they're not going to need a lot of humidity in their enclosure. However, it is a good idea to give them a bath once a week so that they can hydrate themselves and so that they can moisten their skin. This helps with shedding and obviously hydration. A lot of people give their bearded dragons a bath once a week because they don't keep bowls in the enclosure, because a lot of bearded dragons will not drink standing water, which if you noticed, I have a little bit of dripping or a little tiny bit of water coming from the spout over the sink, and that is to cause ripple effects or movement on the water's surface. That way my bearded dragon will drink it. Now a lot of times bearded dragons will still not select to drink water, and so what you can do is take your finger and put it in the water and drip a little bit down their nose. Now, like, don't put it in their nostrils, obviously. All you have to do is drip it down the front of their nose, and then eventually they will start sticking their tongue out and engaging with the moisture. And then sometimes you'll even see them put their mouths in the water and drink it, and sometimes you'll see them put their heads underwater, which the first time I saw that was like, oh great, my bearded dragon is trying to kill itself. That's fantastic. But no, it's not like that at all. They just sometimes really like to put their heads underwater. A lot of people have said that their bearded dragons love the bath. Some bearded dragons hate the bath, which is completely natural. Every bearded dragon is going to be different. So some love it, like Franklin, and some don't love it, like Nova. Another thing that's completely natural for a bearded dragon to do is to defecate in the water. Now this is because of the warmth of the water, and so if you're having a bearded dragon that is constipated, a warm bath might help. But I've noticed that like Franklin, whether or not he's constipated, will poop in the bath. So Franklin poops in his enclosure when he doesn't have baths, and then when I give him a bath, he will poop in the water. Nova, however, has never pooped in her bath because I don't think she even is in long enough to get the effects of the bath. She really does hate water, and there's a trick that you'll see later on when I give Nova her bath where I put a wash rag down in the sink, which is actually recommended to me by people on Instagram and YouTube, so thank you for that. But she just does not care for the sensation of water. Now when I put the wash rag down, and also I like eased her into it with my hand, then she was a lot more willing to take the bath. But I mean, she did not appreciate it like Franklin does. The last thing to know about the bath water is the temperature and whether or not you need to put a dechlorinator in it. And so I naturally have tap water that is not chlorinated. The water that we have at my house is well water, so it comes out of the well in the ground, and it is not treated with chlorine or any chemicals before we use it to bathe or drink or whatever. So I don't have to put anything in my bearded dragon's water while it is bathing. However, I know people who will put Reptisafe or another type of dechlorinator in the water before letting their bearded dragon take a bath. And then another thing I want to address is the temperature of the water. So what you want is going to be warm but not hot. Like, you obviously don't want it to hurt your skin, because if it hurts your skin, it can hurt your bearded dragon's skin. I would range anywhere that's like nice and warm to your hands is going to be fine for your bearded dragon. Anything that's uncomfortable for your hand is going to be uncomfortable for your bearded dragon. You also don't want to have a lot of water. So if your bearded dragon has to stand on its hands really tall in order just to get its head out of the water, that's not going to be good. You want it to be shallow enough that it just caresses their underside. So a lot of times bearded dragons will kind of just like lay flat, or they won't put a lot of like weight into their step, and so they'll stand really low. Then when they're in the water, that's going to be a little bit higher. It might, you know, stretch over their back or whatever, but even so, you don't want it to get anywhere near their head. So it's going to be a little bit of a test to see how your bearded dragon reacts to water. If your bearded dragon is like Franklin, it really likes to chill, move around a bit in the water, you can feel more safe giving a little bit more. But with a bearded dragon like Nova, who just absolutely hates it, a smaller amount of water is appropriate. I think that's all that needs to be said about bathing bearded dragons. So for the rest of the footage, I'm going to play some music. Please enjoy. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Okay. Look, it's okay. Yes, it's okay. Shh, it's okay. Do you feel better now, honey? Huh? What about you? How are you feeling, huh? Yeah, you feel good now. Basking babies.